Hey guys, it's M4J here and welcome back to the M4J Journeyman here on Football Manager 2018. That name is a placeholder, but it could change in the future. It could stay the same, although I was going to say it's great that you can change names of series and episodes on YouTube without anyone ever noticing, but if you say the title in the first 15 seconds like I just did, then there's a very good chance that someone might notice. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to worry about this. Llandudno. We have signed some players. We got loads of players on trial, which you can't actually make out very well because I downloaded this new skin off FM Scout, which I like a lot. I'm just a little bit miffed. Aha. That might help. Don't crash the game. Do not crash the game. Arahoba fill in. Might have crashed the game. Oh no, I haven't crashed the game. Did I select the image? Ah, there we go. So which one works well? To be honest, none of them work well for being able to see who's on trial and who's not. I think this one actually, because I think that one. I think that one works best. It's a really nice skin though. If I go back onto the home screen, this is really nice. I also got some let me tell you which ones I got, because I have it open on the other page. So the skin I got off FM Scout is the FM18 Flut skin. Dark, obviously, dark. And then the packs, logos, I got none. That doesn't sound right. I think I was supposed to get one, but then you had to sign up for a website or something to download it. I'm not doing that. In terms of kits, though, I got the Ecuador Copa Banco del Pacifico kits, the England Championship, League 2, League 1, and the Premier League. I also got the Ireland SSE Airtricity League Premier Division kits. And the one that's most important is the Wales JD Welsh Premier League kits for this season. So, did I do logos? I didn't do logos, did I? Oh, face pack. Yeah, I got the DF11 Mega Pack face pack, which I think has worked. I'm not 100% sure actually. There you go. I can close that window now. If I go into Llandudno, you can see kits, very nice. You can also see the face packs here. I think this proves that the face packs are working, because I don't think we had these before. Also there's me. I look really weird compared to the guys who are actually real. In terms of player signings, this is what I was going to talk about. Not really been active in terms of actual signings. I've been quite active in terms of trialists, as you can see. We've got loads of trialists, none of which really are impressing me that much, to be perfectly honest. The two that did actually rejected the chance to join on trial, but I signed them anyway. Robbie Parsons is here, he's joined, and Danny Clifton has also joined. The only one that hasn't been able to join is Alex Dinsmore, because he's not on the game. He might be on the game when the extended database comes out. I don't know how extensive that database is in terms of players. I know it adds a lot in terms of squads. So we'll see. We will see. The reason I've brought you in today, though, is not so much from scouting, because we have absolutely nothing here. I might lower this, just to see if that's the reason, because you never know. Player search as well doesn't really bring us up much. I've put in a bid to sign Michael Howard on a free transfer. The only thing I've got that against that idea is he is 38, but apparently he's got reasonable stats. Let me just change. It's not going to let me do it there. This. Oh, that's better. I'm going to save the game quickly as well. I had a couple of crashes. Well, I had one big crash, and I had a couple of juttery moments. So what you're about to see is me play Burton Albion at home in the first pre-season friendly. I've already played the match once, and I was actually 1-0 up, and then I conceded 4, and then the game crashed. So, I'm not taking any chances this time. I also want to make sure my tactics, this is the other tactic that I've got, this is the one I use most on my Steamish career at the moment. I've renamed it M4J4, I might get 1 back in as well. We've now got 4 tactics to choose from, which I think is pretty damn good, that we've got that versatility. If we can get the squad to play with the versatility as well, then we'll be laughing. Right, I know you're going to hate me for doing this, but I'm going to save the game again just to keep that change, because there's little things that I've done off camera that I'd forgotten about and the game crashed. So there's probably loads of stuff that I did the first time around that I've not been able to do this time around. One of which actually is signed David Mannix there, who I did look for just now before I started recording this episode, and I couldn't find him on the list, so I'm not sure where he sprung from, but yeah, we're going to sign him up on a contract. The other thing I want to do is put Parsons on the bench instead of Joshua Jones. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who lives in the UK and is around about my age, didn't there used to be a kids show on TV called Joshua Jones? It's about a guy that lived on a canal boat, I think it was. It's really, well, it's not really sad that I remember that, because it's not like I was the wrong age to watch it or anything. It was a pretty cool show actually. It got a really catchy theme tune, which I'm not going to sing for you now. I like this about the skin as well. This flash screen that comes up. I don't know if there's another screen after this one, but I like this. It looks really cool. I like the screens in the background here as well, although this one looks a bit, I think it's meant to be blurry. It just doesn't look right, even though it's supposed to be. And the text here is a bit weird. You'll notice in a minute when we kick off as well, the text at the bottom is a bit strange too. But the interlude screen between highlights, that looks really good with this skin, which again you'll be able to see in a second. It just means there's more info panels on that particular screen compared to, there you go, and I need to change it again. Let's concentrate on the match to start with, shall we? So when I played the last time, it was, who was it? It was Farley that crossed it in, I think, and I think it was, might have been Langos. I think this is the same lineup that I had before, and I think it was Langos that scored. It might have been Thomas, but it was a pretty good team attack actually. That's not going to happen this time. Oh, you can see here the text size here is just a little off. Lucas Akins with the goal, by the way, ex-Steamish player. Steamish fans didn't really take to Akins. I liked him. I thought he was a good player. There weren't many sad to see him leave, which is a bit of a shame. What do I want here? Match stats. That's what I want. This is going to be action zones. This one here is going to be focus of attacks. And then this side is going to be assistant feedback. Well, I could probably put that here. Actually, here I want. No, I want Burton's formation. Is it not going to let me have it? Am I missing it? There's away analysis, I suppose. Oh, that's just that. Burton stats. That's quite handy. It means I can keep an eye on their lineup and stuff, which is very handy. Which I might actually put Burton's formation there, and then here I will put. There we go. And hopefully I won't have the game crash on me again. I will also change this to not have, what was it? Tackles. Well, actually tackles one I'm quite bothered by. Shots blocked I'm not too bothered by. And I think, is it saves parried? Is that still on here? No, it's not. Alright, give that a crack then. Move this back up to the top, and it's 2-0. After 4 minutes as well. Deary me. I knew the other game was too good to be true. We went 1-0 up after 5 minutes, and then we were 4-1 down after 25 minutes. Let's be honest. Burton are a English Championship side. We are a Welsh First Division side. There is a golfing class. We are going to have to accept that. I wasn't expecting us to win today. I wasn't expecting us to do that well today. You might have noticed in the lineup, we've actually got a lot of kids out there. We've got a lot of reserve players. We've also got a lot of trialists out there today. The first team are mostly absent. We've got big gaps in our first team as well. I should point that out. There's a couple of first teamers that are out injured. There's a couple of first teamers that just aren't good enough, to be honest. So in terms of the actual roster list that we've got, we need to strengthen before the start of the season. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a slog. This is the league that the new Saints always win, and I mean, I proved that to myself. I thought, is this the one the new Saints play in? And then I went on the competition and looked at the previous winners, and it's basically TNS all the way down. But I think I did have a cheeky look at one of their players. I think it was their best player. I had a cheeky scout. I don't know whether that was before the crash or not, so I have to check on that. Oh, he scored one. We got him back. Mannix, the guy who we're hopefully going to sign. Nice one. So was it Langos? Pulled it back to the edge of the box. Good strike. Good strike. It looks like we've got an artificial pitch as well. I don't want to say for definite, but it does look like it. I've also just noticed the focus of attack for us is 100% down the middle, even though that goal came from the right hand side. I don't know how they calculate it. I've absolutely no idea. Alright, Davis on the ball to Farley. Inside to Mannix. Interesting attempt over the top. Could have worked. On another day, could have worked. Fern over the top again. That one wasn't as good. Is that Hope Akpan they've got in midfield there? I remember when I think it was he was at Reading, and big things were expected of him, and it just didn't quite work out, unfortunately. I'm trying to remember where he joined Reading from. I think, was it Crawley? Something like that. Something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. Alright, we've got a bit of ping pong going on in the middle of the pitch at the moment. Neither team really holding on to it, although Aikens with a chance here, and he's kicked it into the car park outside. Oh dear, that better not have gone through the chairman's windscreen. Otherwise you're going to be in trouble. They have a weird formation actually, with the three midfielders, but then they've got the two wing backs directly behind, and then the three centre backs. No wingers whatsoever, with Sordell and Aikens up front. Unusual. Definitely unusual. I think they got Lloyd Dyer at left fullback, haven't they? Or is he playing left midfield? I'll check that again when it comes up. That was poor defending. And that's 3-1. Really poor defending. Who was that? Don't actually know who that was. Yeah, they got Lloyd Dyer playing left wing back. Well, there you go. Talk about experimental. I know Aikens has been employed as a right wing back in the real world. They're both very attacking players, so it's a bit weird that that's what's happened, but hey ho, each to their own. Nigel Clough seems like a manager who knows what he's doing, so might as well just leave him to it. Right, we are coming up to half time. It's not been a great half for us, if we're honest. I mean, it's been a learning curve. We've got some youthful players out there, so I'm not going to complain too much. As I said pretty much at the start of the game, we're against a championship side who have got a full strength team out there pretty much. I think Naylor they're missing, and maybe one or two others. I was just waiting to see what happened with that attack there. It ended up in the back of the net. Ah dear. I mean, we don't want to get humiliated. It is a reserve team that we've put out. There's a lot of... It's not even rotation because we haven't played a match yet. This is our first game. But there's a lot of trialists and stuff. So, yeah, I'm trying not to take it too much to heart. I just hate losing. I always hate losing on Foot Manager. It's such an annoying thing to happen. So I always think that if you put the right team out on the right day with the right tactics, you can beat anybody. And we've had 2 shots on top. Well, we've had 2 shots on goal, 1 shot on target the entire match, and that sums up why we're losing 4-1 at half time. Now, the first time I played this game, I tried to do loads of subs at half time, and that's what caused the game to crash. So I'm going to start the second half, and then I'm going to do the subs. And hopefully now the game won't crash. Touch wood. Right, I'm going to do the thing that managers do in friendlies that annoys everybody, and I'm going to sub pretty much the entire team. Although that being said, I've got no subs centre midfielders, which is a bit stupid. Parsons also cannot play as a target man, so I'm going to put him as an advanced forward. I'm hoping he's got the same pace on here that he does in real life. Not real life. Sorry, last year. I've never met the guy. How do I know what he's like in real life? Where do you play? Poacher. They're all bloody poachers. Well, you can play as a left winger, so I'm going to do that. Take off Dawson, and I think that'll do for the subs, because we've got no one else where they will be playing in their natural position, so there's no point risking things. I really want to see how well Parsons does, because 3 stars is pretty good. 3 gold stars as well is pretty good, and he's quite young. He was released by Northampton. So the way I found Parsons was I redid my Hatfield save, which I always talk about that, and I thought that by signing all the players that we'd signed when we did it in the streams and the videos, that I'd blitz the first league straight away and move straight up to the second league. As it turned out, I was in the relegation places by the end of October, I think it was, and I finished mid-table. So even though I had Dinsmore and Clifton up front, and I had the same defence pretty much, the same goalkeeper, things just weren't working out. So then I found Parsons, who was a free agent. He'd just been released by Northampton, which is exactly how I managed to pick him up now as well. Brought him in, didn't really think he would set the world on fire, and he did. He actually, the first season, Dinsmore ended up scoring, I think it was 60 goals, but we let in a lot, which is why we didn't get promoted. In the second season, Dinsmore scored 50-something goals and Parsons scored 40-something. And then in the third season, which was in the one above the Spartan South Midlands Division 1, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it's the Isthmian Division 2 or something like that. Or Division North. Or Division South, I think it would have been. Whatever it was, he scored like 50-something goals. Parsons. So, I mean, pretty much every season I had him, his goal tally got higher and higher and higher, until eventually we went 1 league above his ceiling, really. And then I replaced him with another player I'm going to be looking for, hopefully during this Journeyman series, which is Junior Moraes, who I picked up from Wickham, I think, on a free transfer, and he scored like 40-something goals in his debut season. So, I mean, I'm going to use my tips from last year, but a lot of the time I think I'm going to be playing blind in terms of who to sign. That was a really stupid penalty to give away. I've been watching this out the corner of my eye whilst I've been talking and just feeling more and more anguished. Keeper probably should have saved that too, but oh well. Marvin Sordell's got a hat-trick. Probably should never have left Watford, because it never really worked out for him when he went to Bolton, was it? Which is a shame, but, you know, one too many, I would say. Danny Graham left Watford, sort of did okay, and then flopped. Soldell just flopped. Who was the other one? I can't remember now. I'm sure there were 3 Watford strikers, and then at one point they said the same was going to happen with Deeney, and it never did. which I'm kind of glad about because it proved that sometimes it's better just to stay where you are. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm also mumbling a little bit. I've got to keep my voice down because it is 1:30 AM when I'm recording this video, and it's now 6:01. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep my voice down, so if you can't hear me, you're going to have to turn your volume up, I'm afraid, because I can't turn mine up. But that being said, I'm probably being really loud still. Oh well. We've still only had 2 shots all game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This squad's needing some work. In terms of the wage budget, I think I'm well under the wage budget still, and I don't even think I've spent any of my transfer budget yet. So there's plenty of leeway still to go. The reason I brought you in for this particular friendly was so I could talk to you about the new skin and the player pack and the logos and all that kind of stuff, but also so that I could talk to you a little bit more about how this series is going to work still, because it's the usual trick of I know what I want to say, I just don't manage to say it very well. So it's the same pretty much as I said before about we're going to move around a lot, we're going to try and win trophies and things like that. It's really a test of I've proved in the past that I can take teams like Fleetwood from League 2 to the Championship. I also proved I could take Whitehawk from non-league to the Football League, and then I proved I could take Jeffreys United from non-league to the Championship. I think I got up to in that series. And then I did the same thing the next year with Welwyn Garden City, and then with Hatfield I proved I could get them into the Football League. What I want to do now is prove that I can do it with more than a single team. So I can do it with one team and then move somewhere else and do it with them and move somewhere else and do it with them. Kind of like managers who actively look for jobs with teams that are in trouble so they can save them and then they move on to another team and get them out of trouble. I kind of want to do the same with this. So it's about winning trophies. It's also about making a name for myself, getting a reputation for, you know, if you want a particular job done, then bring in this guy, that kind of thing. Gives me a chance to practice for the Stevenage save and also practice for the Hatfield save. The Hatfield save really is the one that I'm gunning for. Both the Stevenage and the Journeyman saves are going to be test beds as well for the Hatfield save, as well as being series in their own right. This will also give me a chance to experiment with tactics, explore new types of football, so going to South America and seeing if the football there is any different to the football in England, because to be honest, for the last 2 or 3 Football Manager games I've only managed in England, so it would be nice to see what the world has to offer. I can already tell from looking at some of the players that Wales is a little bit different to England. You tend to play on pitches that are quite boggy and well, not boggy, but you know what I mean, waterlogged. Plus there's, I think this is an artificial surface. I think I said that in the first half, didn't I? So there's that. Do I change my tactics according to the surface that we're playing on? Is that a necessity or does it not matter? That kind of thing. And also I really want to try out this Moneyball principle of you know, buying players cheap that other clubs might not necessarily want, develop them, sell them on for huge amounts of money, reinvest that money. That's something that I'm really interested in doing, and I feel when I manage teams like Stevenage and Hatfield I feel less inclined to do that, even though I always say that I will. The reason being is I tend to feel quite a bit of loyalty to the players. Excuse me. I tend to feel quite a lot of loyalty towards the players, so I never really want to sell them. However, with a team like Llandudno, I have no connection to these players really, so I've got no qualms in selling them. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But that was the end of the game. We lost 6-2. Now the fact that we scored 2 goals in that game, I'm quite happy with. Mannix scored. Now Jacques is a trialist, and he did do okay in the first game that I played against Burton as well. The only thing I'm a bit put off by is his reputation isn't very good. What's his scout score? I'm trying to find my way around this new interface, so you have to bear with me a second whilst I don't think scout reports. Does it say here? Don't think it does. Don't think it does. That's fine. I mean, it says scouting required, but he's with us, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, why do we need to scout a player that we've already signed? I don't know. I also... No. I might put that up in the top corner there, just so we can see that. But yeah, I'm going to keep going with the pre-season. I'm going to play all the pre-seasons. Normally I would let the assistant do them, but with this one, because I really want to get a feel for the football and things like that, I'm going to actually play them myself. And I'm sure you guys don't want to see me play meaningless friendlies with half the squad out. So, I'm going to do all that off camera. And I might also kick off the league season off camera. Although we got a home game against Carmarthen. Problem is, once I get in a rhythm, I really enjoy playing the game. So there's a very good chance that the next time you see me will be down here somewhere against Newtown. It depends how long it takes me to get through the rest of the friendlies. I have organised a friendly myself. Or I thought I had. I know I've got one against Hereford. I think that might have been the one actually. And then I organised a couple more around here. And then I organised the Altrincham game as well. Just so the players get a bit more match fitness. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here so I can save the game in case it crashes again. That's not me saying anything bad about the game, by the way. I know I took the risk when I downloaded all this stuff. It could well be my PC just can't handle it, rather than the game's, you know, not working properly. I think this game is actually working quite well. The beta was a bit hit and miss. I did play a little bit of it, as you might have seen with my Hemel Hempstead test career. That was during the beta. Once the game was released, though, I stopped playing because I was initially under the impression that the Hatfield save wouldn't be far off, but that turned out not to be the case. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you enjoyed the series, drop some comments down below with ideas for signings, tactics, transfers, staff members, whatever. Besides that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support, and until next time, I will see you soon.